Hello everybody, it's Reverend Mary, and I received a word on Friday, August the 26th at 5 p.m. The Lord said, September 28th. For some it will be too late. Don't wait. Prepare, gather, store up, be prepared. Food, water, oil for lamps, batteries, etc. Necessities. Get ready now. Prepare. I say tell others to prepare now. Don't wait. It will be too late. Remember the date, September 28th. Don't delay. That is the day, September 28th. September will go by fast. You will see more natural disasters, fires burning, civil unrest. People are being put to the test. No rest. Wake up. Now turn to me. Fall on your knees. It is I you shall seek and see me. I am God, the only one who controls the world. You are not in control. I am. It is me that you'll seek. Don't delay. There's not another day. There is no other way but by me. And that was the word. And today is September the 1st, 2016. And the Lord has allowed me to hear the emergency broadcast warning 3 times today. He has dropped it in my spirit once again that he had already told me 6 months ago that he was going to use a cataclysmic event. And he has dropped September in 6 months ago. And so today was it. I didn't want to put this word on because it had a date. But now he's saying, put on every word that I am giving you because it is to warn my people to be ready. So I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, be in prayer, but also take heed to the word and get prepared to not have modern conveniences. God bless you today.
Hey guys, I wanted to just remind you that she got that 3 years ago. And in the book of Luke, there's a parable that Jesus has where he speaks about the parable of the fig tree. He says, a man had a fig tree planted in his vineyard, and he came seeking fruit and found none. And he said to the vine dresser, look, for 3 years now I've come seeking fruit on this fig tree and can find none. Cut it down. Why should it use up the ground? And he answered him, Sir, let it alone this year until I dig around it and put on manure. Then if it should bear fruit next year, well and good, but if not, cut it down. So when Sister Mary got this word 3 years ago, there was no date. I mean, there was no year given. So a lot of people thought that maybe she was saying it was definitely going to be that year 2016, but no, it was not. There was no date, and it does refer to a cataclysmic event. So if we look at the calendar this year, we see that September 28th is Elul 28, which is really the day before Elul 29. And Ephraim Rodriguez's asteroid prophecy, this is a website that speaks about it, he claimed that it would hit at 2 a.m. in the morning, which technically, if her warning is telling us to be prepared, be ready by September 28, that would mean be prepared by September 28, because on Elul 29, Sunday, 2 o'clock in the morning, that would be Elul 29. So we know that Elul 29 is this day of nullification. Jonathan Cahn had all this discussion about this back in 2015 when it was on this 7-year cycle that was spoken about, this Shemitah thing. Guys, I don't know anything about that, whether this is real or not, but I'm just making the note that that her date does align with Elul 29 if it happens to be this year. Now, Byron Seale had a prophetic word last year where he was not given the year, but just given the time frame of September, where the USA would be like a large tree that would be cut down. I have my axe is the last word, and these guys yelled timber when they chop down a tree. So I'm just bringing all of this to light here when it comes to this date, whether it could be this year. I'm not making the claim that it's going to be this year. I'm just making the claim that at least Sister Mary received this word 3 years ago that had a date, and the date does line up with Elul 29. I also want to talk about the fig trees. If you go to Mark 11, you read about Jesus cursing the fig tree. Okay? If you go to Matthew 21, you read about Jesus cursing the fig tree. The problem is when you read both of these texts, you see something very strange. And I've done a video about this before, where I've looked at the two fig tree accounts, one in Mark 11 and one in Matthew 21. And this is one of these strange things where the Bible appears to have 5 contradictions. So if you read Matthew 21, Mark 11, you see these 5 contradictions, and I'm going to show them here now. You guys can go ahead and read the text. But what you see here is when you analyze the text, look at every word and what's being said, you see that the Mark 11 account of the fig tree occurs on the day that Jesus cleansed the temple at the end of his ministry. The tree was off in the distance, and the curse was, may no one ever eat fruit again. So it would still produce fruit, but the curse was nobody would ever eat it. And it took 24 hours to wither that tree, and it withered down to the roots. The Matthew 21 account has that the cursing occurred on the day he cleansed the temple, a day after Mark 11. The tree was near by the wayside, it wasn't off in the distance, and the curse was different for Matthew 21. He says, may no fruit ever come again. And it withered all at once, and it completely withered. Okay? So the only way to bring these contradictions to a head and continue to believe that Scripture is inspired with no errors is you have to assume that there are 2 fig trees and that Jesus cursed them both, one that was near and one that was far off. So where in Scripture do we see this idea of 2 fig trees, one near, one far off? I would say this is pointing to the 2 houses of Israel, or the fact that there were 2 kingdoms. But we know by the time that Jesus came, only the southern kingdom of Judah, the Jews, were there where he was. The northern kingdom was long dispersed. The northern kingdom of Israel was dispersed. And Jesus said that he only came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So what I would speculate is that the Mark 11 cursing was the cursing of the northern kingdom's fig tree, which was far off, right? And the southern kingdom, right there with Jesus, the Jews, they were near. And you can look at the different the attributes of how it was cursed. It would seem that the Jews were just simply cursed and they completely withered, but the Mark 11 tree, which would represent the northern kingdom, was withered down to the roots, which meant the roots were still alive and it could continue to grow, and it did. Christianity grew out of the northern kingdom. So with that, I would make the observation that this year does point to maybe being the year that Sister Mary's video would come to fruition. And no one knows the day or the hour, but obviously, as Amos 3 says, God does nothing unless he reveals his secret plans to the prophets. I think with that, guys, I'll pass that on. I hate talking about dates, but there's no year given here, so this could be next year, the year after, or whenever. With that, guys, I'll let you go. Have a great day, and God bless you.